Okay, this is for personal diary. This is Michael Wolf, Diary of a Wolf. I'm just gonna kind of document my situation at the moment as I understand it now. 11 and a half years ago, I had a house fire due to the fact that I had, apparently, well, as I now understand, had aflatoxin from black mold coursing through my brain and slowly destroying my ability to be, smart. I was extremely intelligent before. IQ test I had when I tried from ENSA in 1994 showed an IQ of 137, 99.28 percentile. That was underestimated. I estimate it was underestimated by 1 to 2 standard deviations, which a standard deviation equates to 15 IQ points, and which puts my actual IQ at between 152 and 167. Unfortunately, if this is correct, that makes me one of the most intelligent people alive. Ever. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. With what I've come to understand, the first video in this fucking video diary is the answers, because I figured out what the fuck's wrong with this fucked up world. So, am I surprised that I am possibly one of the most intelligent people alive? Not at all. I've never met anybody more intelligent than myself. And these days, I've not run across very many people who are intelligent whatsoever. Now, what is intelligence? Intelligence is the ability to solve problems. You are better able to solve problems if you understand more basics. Understand, not know. Understand. So you think you have smarts because you have knowledge. Knowledge is nothing. Knowledge is memorization. It's facts. You can rehash things. You're really good at fucking Jeopardy, for example. That's trivial knowledge. It's called trivia because it's useless knowledge. Now, I have a broad understanding of things. I have studied numerous subjects. I have studied and practiced engineering and physics and chemistry, which is supposed to be physics because I understand chemistry as a discipline, but I don't understand chemistry as a science because it's supposed to be physics. I understand math, its purpose and meaning. Not just know how to do it. I understand. I understand what it's about. Why? Why do we need math? What is it for? How does it work? I don't know. I don't just know that you do this or this. I don't just know my multiplication table. I understand math. I understand sociology. I understand a great deal about humans. I understand biology, animal science, behavior as it's understood. Or I understand behavior, not I know what people think about behavior. So I have this broad array of knowledge, of understanding of various subjects in our lives, which allows me to better solve a broader range of problems. For example, I'm on a boat now. I didn't learn anything about boats before I got a boat. I sat down with 2 books. I went to the library and asked for 2 books. I got the famous, the pivotal, you better fucking read this book, Chapman's Piloting. But before that, I asked the librarian for a book. Pardon me. I asked the librarian for a book that would explain the physics of sailing. She came back to me with a book about that thick called The Physics of Sailing Explained. So I sat down and reviewed, in my mind, the physics of sailing. And I bought a sailboat. And I have done everything on that boat myself. Now this boat is a originally 65-foot laminated ferro cement center pilot house cutter catch motor sailor, which means, pardon a cramp in my leg, oh boy, which means that it is made of a material called laminated ferro cement. It has a pilot house, which means there's a 10 by 10 room on top of the boat where I steer from. It is a cutter catch rig, which means it has 2 forestays and 2 masts. So it runs 2 foresails and 2 mainsails. And I can also run a mizzen staysail if I want. And The ideal situation is to run a working Genoa. Big fucking sail, weighs 100 pounds. I don't have enough strength to do it yet. It is a motor sail, which means it has a very big engine, very big fuel tanks, and I have prepared every aspect of this boat myself. Pardon me one more time. I'm going to stop the recording while actually, I'm just going to go across the street. I don't want to interrupt my recording. So anyway, I have come to all this understanding on my own. I came on this boat and I didn't need to hire anybody for anything. I learned how to sail it myself several months after I bought it. Spent 2 hours practicing on the boat itself the first time I sailed it, and then the next day went out into the ocean, into a gale. No big deal. Let's see. So, I had this fire because of this black mold toxin, and I inhaled some paint fumes, lead paint, a little bit of mercury from the fluorescent lights, apparently, and suffered permanent brain damage. So my IQ measured under duress and stress and all that shit was down to 120, excuse me. It's been measured twice. It was consistent. I figure one standard deviation of that is, I figure that's down a standard deviation due to depression and stress. So we were talking one standard deviation makes it 135 would be my normal IQ, and then a further standard deviation would be the actual damage that I suffered. So I lost 30 points in the fire. Oh, I think I need to make my way back. But I'll go ahead and wait for a bit. Oh my. Oh boy. Anyway, remarking about the parking job people do around here. So I'm on this big boat, and I'm on this boat for a reason. See, the injuries I suffered left me unable to take care of myself. Before the fire, I didn't understand why I was so different, but I was. After the fire, I could not really function, and I understand now why. And this is the big news for anybody who's been following this. I went in for an EEG, the first EEG I've ever had in my life, last week. And while I was being tested, because the doctor told me not to smoke marijuana the night before, I had petit seizures the whole time. Almost the whole time. These are all documented. So what it turns out is that my brain, which developed fully, unlike most people's, was damaged. The half that was most active, the half that was protecting me from the fire, recalling all the information I knew to get me safe, keep me alive, keep my dogs alive, keep the house from burning down, were all stored information. It was all being recalled, and that process was damaged. So I lost access to all the memories of my life, and I do need to turn around and work my way back now. Has to do with the fact that I have digestive issues as well because of this black mold toxin thing. So I'm epileptic. After the fire, I started having what are called absence seizures and petit seizures. The petit seizures came on slowly. They manifest as things like migraines. I'll have migraines when I'm relieving stress, and that's a seizure. It's a petit seizure, apparently. I also have something called absence seizures. Now, these can happen hundreds of times a day, and they do for me. I can be talking, and this has been documented in video. It may even happen now in this recording, but I can be talking, all of a sudden, boom, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about anymore. I just completely forget. Could be distraction, could be just random, could be random thought, whatever. It just, boom. I have another type where I just all of a sudden fall out of myself. I have no idea. I mean, I know who I am and I know where I am, but I don't feel like I know these things. I feel like it's strange information to me, like I just suddenly woke up, and or that I've suddenly fallen asleep and I'm dreaming my life or something. It's really weird, hard to describe. So basically, I'm screwed. I cannot take care of myself, and this condition gets worse. The worst thing about it is that if I'm not on marijuana constantly, I have to smoke it daily. If I do not smoke marijuana daily, I won't be symptomatic with the petit mal seizures. Who knows, maybe even grand mals, I don't know. Oh yeah, remembering back, I went without marijuana for 5 days once while I was in jail. I had always thought it was because I was without food and water and under stress for 5 days that I nearly died from dehydration. But no, I had a constant petit mal seizure the whole time I was in jail. The whole time I was in jail, I had a petit mal and absence seizure the whole fucking time. I remember at one point I bumped into one of the tables in the jail. I just kind of bumped into it. It's like, oh, okay. Didn't feel it, didn't notice it. Just like, oh, okay. Kind of woke up and it's like, oh, I bumped into a table. Well, next morning or a few hours later, I looked at my leg and I had a 5-inch diameter bruise. I didn't bump into a table. I fucking knocked into it. I smacked hard into it. Caused a major contusion on my fucking leg. And I wasn't aware of it, and I felt nothing. That's indicative of how bad this absence seizure was. So, I have been dealing with this for 11 and a half years, over 11 and a half years now, alone. I had my first DEG here in Mexico after seeing a neurologist. This despite seeing neurologist after neurologist and psychologist, or psychiatrist, neuropsychologist, and neurotoxicologist. Neurotoxicologist was the worst. He looked at me and asked me a few questions and wrote 6 sentences and charged me fucking $500. And it cost me another $1,000 to go see him. So, yeah, that was my experience with the medical industry in the United States. Yeah, real fucking fun, guys. Thanks. So, guy comes to you with brain damage and you don't fucking give him an EEG. What does that tell you? What does that say about the doctor? Fucking doctors are incompetent. What does it say when 11 and a half years I was trying to find out what was wrong with me and no one gave me an EEG? I mean, I had all these complaints of colon problems since 2005. No one fucking even thought to give me a parasite test. And that's what I had. Figure that out, too. Fucking 11 years of parasites, thank you. For 10 and a half. Happened a year after the fire. So, I am a victim of the medical industry in the United States, and I am in Mexico to apply for asylum because of this. And unfortunately, I cannot even do this because I cannot break through this communication barrier created by this syndrome that I suffer from due to brain damage. So, I am asking for anybody out there if they would like to come down and assist me somehow. Well, there are 3 things that I need, or that I could use, that would help. 1, well, of course, money will always help. I can solve a lot of my problems by replacing the money that has been stolen from me. I'm talking about $40,000 to $45,000 over a 2.5 year period now. $35,000 was stolen from me in the last 18 months I lived in the United States. I was promised payments amounting to $18,000 before I left the States, didn't receive. I've been robbed of about $3,500, $4,000 down here so far, maybe more. So I just do not have the money to finish my boat. Now, if I had money, I could hire all the people I need, do everything I need, and finish my boat and be off on my own. For that, I need to create a crowdfunding website, or webpage, or whatever, crowdfunding thing. I don't even know how to do that. I don't know anything about it. I cannot do anything with online resources. I can barely use Craigslist. And I'm not doing very well with that. About 1% of the messages I send get through. So, if someone up there would be interested in coming down and seeing my situation and talking to me and finding out what's going on and help me create a crowdfunding site to fund my fucking efforts, that would be great. Another thing would be someone to come down and just document. If someone wants to make a documentary, write a story, or just record and have a conversation with me and take notes, it'd be brilliant. I just need someone to tell the world what's wrong with me. I need someone to believe me. I've been doing this for 11 and a half years and not a fucking soul believes me. No one even believes me. what is that supposed to... How am I supposed to deal with that? But the ultimate thing for me, the ultimate that I need, is an intimate partner. Now, I need an intimate partner. I can't just have someone come down and help, because I am a very, very generous person. I'm very interested in helping others. And I know that I'm a burden, so I'm very interested in going way out of my way to help others, because I expect it in return. I'm the kind of person that I treat people the way I expect to be treated. I'm a very helpful person because I expect to be helped, because I fucking need it. So if someone come down here that's not interested in an intimate relationship with me, they're going to take advantage of me, whether they want to or not, whether they have the intention to do so or not. They will do so. So the only way I can have someone come down here and assist me is if they're interested in an intimate partnership, or they want to help me while I help them with their boat. It's the only other thing I can think of that would help. But still, I have to know if this person is trustworthy. Anyway. So, basically what I'm saying is that I'm a disabled, brain-damaged genius, living on a sailboat, trying to get my life straightened out so that I can be self-sufficient. I'll live on the oceans by myself if I need to, preferably with someone else. I would very much like to have someone come down and join me, help me finish my boat, and then we'll sail off to the free world, the other world, outside of society, the world that isn't collapsing, that isn't going to burn itself in a massive fucking, epical fucking explosion. So, there we have it. Anyway, that's my last recording. I can't keep investing this time and energy into this shit. I mean, people just do not respond. People are cruel. You know, I have been recording these for 4 years now. Over 4 years. And not one person has reached out and said, hey, you look like you could use some help. No one, not one single fucking person that has watched this has taken the responsibility to say, hey, you know what, this guy needs some fucking help, I'm going to fucking find it for him. Or I'm going to do it. No one, not one single person. I'm fucking entertainment to you. So, I can't handle that anymore. I can't handle talking to people who don't give a fuck about anybody, not even their own selves. I cannot keep holding these conversations with people. I cannot tolerate having conversations with people who are so fucking stupid as to destroy their own futures. So, you know, am I judging you? Fuck, no, I'm not judging anybody, man. I'm just telling you what the fuck is happening with me. I need help. No one is fucking offering it. Only explanation I can come up with, the fact that you're all pathologically selfish. All of you. You're not wanting to come down and help, so how can you be fucking anything but selfish? Anyway. So, I'm going to upload these 2 videos. Well, the other one goes up to my show, this one goes up to my diary. May do another one for my ship. But that's it. I'm done. The internet hates me anyway. People hate me, society hates me. I don't fucking want anything to do with it anymore. I just want to be off on my own. I'd like to have someone accompany me. That's it. Goodbye.